This is Augmented Strings from Arturia. What's good, everybody? It's me, Tim Keys, and I'm here to talk about Arturia's new free plugin, Augmented Strings. This just got released today, and you can get it for free until April 30th. So if I were you, I would jump on that and take advantage of this free offer because this is a great piece of software. Augmented strings is interesting and not necessarily unique, but yeah, I would say it's unique in the sense that it is implementing a version of physical modeling synthesis, in this case, specifically acoustic instruments. Now, physical modeling synthesis goes back quite some time, and I mean, back in the 90s, you had equipment like the Alesis Fusion, Nord Lead, Korg Oasis, the original one that was discontinued, the Korg Prophecy, the Z1, if I didn't mention that already, as well as the PCM version, along with the Yamaha EX5 and the Kronos. So there is no shortage of hardware synthesizers that implement physical modeling technology. And when it came out back at the time, or when it really got pushed and caught steam, it was cool because it kind of answered a lot of the limitations that was found using samples. Back in the 90s, we didn't have a lot of memory when you were recording with hardware and doing sample-based synthesis. So, you might have had a unit that offered you 16 megabytes of memory, and that was what you used to sample with if you wanted to include your own stuff. And certain pieces of equipment may have implemented sample-based synthesis, but again, it was always limited to the amount of memory that was used, because the more detailed the sample was, or the instrument, the more samples required and the more memory was needed. So physical modeling synthesis was kind of a solution to the problem because it used mathematic algorithms in order to simulate the behavior of certain instruments. Now, you know, anything that you've used that has analog modeling in it implements physical modeling synthesis. So, your Blowfields, your Nord Leads, your Korg, your King Korgs, your Micro Korgs, the MS2000s. Those are all analog model. The Radius, and I can think of a bunch of others. And the neat part about analog modeling synthesis is that it takes away the need for, or the limitation, pardon me, of polyphony. So that's one of the things that was like a big deal. Your older pieces of equipment was limited to basically, one or maybe four voices tops. And so having something that was modeled gave you more polyphony and allowed you more flexibility. Now in 2022, polyphony in theory shouldn't be a problem, and DSP shouldn't be a problem, especially for those of us who have halfway decent computers. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of physical model instruments, and Arturia has never disappointed in that regard. So yeah, I'm not gonna rant and rave too much. I am going to continue to go over some of these sounds and interface. So yeah, I got the plugin loaded up, and it's fairly straightforward. It's very simplistic. You have the patch pulled up. You have a morphing knob, effects A and B. So you can adjust those as you like. Time and motion. And these will all behave differently depending on your patch. So let's see, right now I have anticipation. Let's try church air vibration. There we go. Sounds very pretty. I got the screen adjusted all the way out. If you click on this icon right here, you can go into your settings. You can do things like adjust the polyphony. Right now I have mine set on 6. You can do mono, legato. You can also set it all the way up to 16 voices. Voice steal. I'm not going to do that. Bend range. Then you have portamento for your glide mode. And then if you have one of those MPE controllers, you can set that up and go from there. I'm not doing that because I'm not using MPE right now. And then here, you can adjust your size accordingly. I'm not going to do any of that right now. Let's go back and listen to a few more sounds. Got strings. That sounds really pretty. Blue Universe. Let's see what we got for keys. Soulful Ninth. All right, so that took a while to load up. Is that jungle? Saturday cello. Interesting. Now, I've gone up an octave on my keyboard playing the B. I don't know which if that's B5 or B6. But as I go up an octave on my keyboard and hit the next beat up, it stays on the exact same note. Yep, right there. Interesting. Well, it's all right. This is a very good sounding string-based synthesizer. Harputation. Let's go back to my standard octave. And let's see, let's do one of these insect swarms. See how much computer is taking up. 22, 20. See, I got my finger down on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 keys and I'm at 60. 6 keys and I'm at 70. 70 keys. I'm at 80. I won't go further than that. There's a lot going on under that hood. So yeah, it is very CPU intensive, especially if you start, well, it depends on the patch you use, but if you use a patch like this and you go up to the 8 voices, it'll really start to eat up your computer. It sounds very good. And one thing I like about it is the interface. The interface is very appealing, and everything's laid out in a very simplistic interface. So you could just focus on picking the sounds that you like, adjusting a couple of parameters here and there, and then getting right to work. Um, I hope they release a full version of this with a lot more features and the ability to kind of go under the hood and to modulate more parameters of the synthesizer. But other than that, it sounds pretty good. I do hope they make it a little bit lighter on CPU, but that's not uncommon with physical modeling synthesis. And with some of Arturia's few products that they've released in the last couple months, or updates more specifically, Pigments 3, the last couple of updates have been really CPU intensive, but to the defense of Pigments, it is a powerhouse, and this sounds remarkable. So yeah, April 30th, this goes to being not available for free. So if I were you, I'd pick this up and check it out and use it. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Tim Keys. I'm out. Peace.